Hello, my name is Ian, and as you've probably guessed, I'm a brony. However, that can narrow down very little as to what that can mean, and many can be afraid as to how being a brony can define them. Countless people have been in struggle with pride in themselves for how people would see them, the trouble of people rejecting them for something that was assumed to be not worth looking up to. And I've struggled with accepting this a lot as well. But the community and its members have really helped me work my way through this nearly every step of the way. And I want to do the same. So, I put this together as not only a huge thank you to all the people who've helped me along the way, but also to help those lacking the feeling of pride as a member of this fandom, or who are simply struggling with accepting themselves in general. Perhaps even to give people who are unfamiliar with this community a better idea as to what it's about. So, whatever it is that you're struggling with, I hope that this helps. And with that said, please enjoy.
Another year you made a promise, another chance to turn it all around.
And do not save this for tomorrow. Embrace the past and you can live for now. And I will give the world to you.
Perhaps the strongest part of this fandom for me is the music. It was what really showed me that the radio wasn't showing what was good music from talented people with great taste, just what was popular. There is literally more music than I can recall that I really enjoyed from this community, and I'll show you some artists whom I really appreciate. First artist is known as Forever Free Brony. He was someone whom showed me a great taste in music that I've never quite seen in this fandom before. I really appreciate his beauty and art in music that digs into the depths and the realness of the show that not too many has looked into, while still making it beautiful and amazing.
I never go as far as pleading for a miracle, 'cause time has its own mind.
Yet at the same time, he has made many songs that are full of happiness and kind feelings. I've even piano covered some of his music before. Nearly every song I've heard from him has left me tearing up. I've always loved how unique and strong to the heart his music is. Yet that was just the tip of the iceberg.
It was a dark day when I lost my faith. It wasn't the pony I thought I'd be.
Forest Rain was one of the first brony music artists I was introduced to before I even joined the fandom. She was one of the first things that encouraged me to join this community, and I've been strongly touched by her music more than she knows. Whether it was original music or even covers, which I've often enjoyed more than the original that she was covering.
Here I am again, I'm standing alone and wondering when I'm trying to work up the nerve to tell you how I feel.
Her talent and direction she takes her works of music was always so important to me, and still is. I'm honestly glad that she was the first music artist to really bring me to the fandom. Thank you for all your amazing work, Forest Rain. and I can't wait to see what you do in the future.
When you learn to start accepting yourself, you'll become a shining star. You'll become a shining star.
Isn't it great?
When you learn to love just who you I don't know where I should begin to describe all the reasons I've chosen to be in what is sure to be the one and only of its kind.
Probably the most well-known Brony music artist that has strongly inspired me was known as Black Griffin. His love for the Brony community, his crazy childlike fun-filled personality, and his very active life of skydiving, mountain climbing, four-wheel racing, bungee jumping, and simply having an adventure. His music with Bosick and Michelle Grieber has always filled me with joy and the urge to party, with his great messaging, awesome rhythms, excellent mixing, and such. I think I break my headphones with how loud I listen to these sometimes. Overall, I've always enjoyed his music, but even more, the person he is. When it comes to music, the person who makes the music is more important to me than the music itself.
You better be a Brony,
People like this, including Prince Whatever, Madupony, DPPony, Fever, Twitch, FritzyBeat, Mathematic Pony, and so much more, has greatly inspired me and made every day for me much better with their amazing and talented works in music. But it's not just music that has greatly inspired me.
There's no way to say this song's about someone else. Every time you're not in my arms, I start to lose myself. Someone please pass me my shades. Don't let them see me down. You have taken over my days, so tonight I'm going out. Yet
There is an amazingly large amount of talented people who has made incredible works of PMVs, which, if you're new to this, are picture music videos. People who put lovely choices of music to amazing visual works that would capture the feel of both the song and the franchise. Here are some people who have made a great influence on me for their contributions to the fandom, whether it was singular or in collaboration. GuncaPMV was perhaps the first PMV artist that I really started looking into his work. My first time seeing his direction and style was so different from many other PMVs I've seen, mainly because of his direction in cinematics, 3D layering, and beautiful visuals. And I felt like I could really relate to his emotions put into his videos. Seeing him grow to such improvement each PMV, along with his great choice of music, always gave me a strong feeling of passion, especially now that, due to risk of copyright strikes, he sadly cannot make any more PMVs, leaving many amazing projects unfinished. However, that hasn't taken away the big impact he has left on the community, and is still making animations and other projects outside of PMVs. Although it's honestly heartbreaking to me to see so much of his work go unfinished, I'm really glad that he's doing many other things to enjoy life. GuncaPMV, thank you so much for everything you've done and will do. I hope you live every day happy and productive till the end. Thank you for being such an inspiration to me, and never live a day without a smile.
You've been fighting for it all your life. You've been struggling to make things right. That's how a superhero learns to fly.
Probably one of the more well-known PMV artists was known as TheAcleps. He was always impressing me with his complex work in imagery of shapes, colors, and catchy choice of music. He was also one of the early PMV makers that I was interested in, and has really surprised me with what he knew. He was one of the more abstract PMV artists, if that makes sense. I really enjoy his strong synchronization in rhythm and nice improvement in each PMV, and I look forward to what else he has in store. Daspacepony is definitely one of the PMV artists I really enjoy. His really smooth works of visuals and hugely catchy music. Not to mention the number of PMV collabs he was involved with that I've watched countless times. And he was even the person who helped advise me on what to use for making videos like this. I'm really glad that he's really enjoying what he does. And thank you to Daspacepony for supporting me in this. I hardly thought anyone would consider helping me out on this project before you responded. Thank you. Of course, the number of people I can mention in the category of PMVs alone, like PokePMV, Race Cargos, Cooper, Jack DC93, The Sound of the Waves, and Little Sci-Fi is still too massive to list. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, I can see the talent and effort people put into this fandom, but where's the humanity and realism you mentioned? Well, to start, every one of these people I've mentioned has struggled with being accepted by the public for their passion for this community before, and many still do time to time. And I've struggled with myself more than with the public when it comes to acceptance. And I've really appreciated these people's accomplishments in their lives. Some stories I've really looked into. And now, I'm going to show you a deeper look into some of these people that I followed for a while. Next time, so be sure to check out part 2. See ya!